Welcome to the E.A.T podcast. This is episode number 17. I'm your host, Jerry. The other host on the other side, Russ, the big guy. How you been?
Good. Had a interesting week at work, and now we get to relax a little bit.
Well, I'm very excited for the show we have on hand tonight. We have a DJ coming on. Her name is DanceSTASH, and I just found out about her about a week or so ago on Twitch from a Discord group that I'm in, and started listening to the music, and it was great. I'm into that music for, I don't know, 25 years now at least. I mean, some of it hits home with the old stuff, but reached out to her. She said she'd come on, and she's here. So let's bring her on the stream and let's get into it.
Hey
there.
How
are you?
I was just hosting your thing on my Twitch.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I just hosted it.
We're all set, so we're good?
Yeah, I just hosted it. Okay, cool.
All
Hey,
right.
I'm here.
Thanks. One of the few people that have come on the show that have actually promoted it.
I mean, I figure, like,
Oh.
if I host it on my channel, at least, maybe someone will see it from my channel and pop over. Who knows? Maybe.
I hear you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
So how you been?
I'm good. Yeah, I just had my birthday yesterday, so, we're recovering.
Yeah. Happy birthday. I can tell you're recovering, huh?
Yeah, I'm a little not so great today, but we're good.
All right, great. So anybody who doesn't know, DanceSTASH is on Spotify. She's over 55,000 monthly listeners. She's on Instagram at DanceSTASH with quite a following there as well. Also, just started streaming on Twitch about 5 months ago, and just the other night hit the 3,000 follower plateau, which I was a part of, which was, I got to tell you, just before we start, the Twitch streams that you got going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're just a girl in now. I mean, I'm from New York, so this is going to come off completely stereotypical of Florida. But I have this vision that you're like in this 2-bedroom, 55 and over community apartment in the kitchen, basically rocking out on the island in the kitchen with the turntables and everything. And these neighbors are like, "Oh, damn. Here's this DJ kid again playing until 3 a.m. going crazy." I'm sure I'm wrong, but that's just the impression I have in my head when I see you doing this.
So I did turn my living room into a DJ studio. It's a giant beer pong table, actually, because that was the only thing that was long enough and tall enough that I could DJ on.
Okay.
It was definitely a skill trying to find a table that I could DJ on. So that was that. And I actually have really cool neighbors. It's like a glorified frat house building that I live in. And a few of my neighbors have popped in and been on the stream a few times. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good that you get along with them. They're not calling the cops on you.
Yeah, I actually thought I was in trouble one day because I had like a knock on my door and I was like, oh shit.
Let me ask you real quick. Are you doing this alone? Do you got a team with you? I mean, you got a lot going on. You got hype trains and followers, and I don't even know what a biddy is, but I guess I'm going to learn what that is from you right now, what that is. I mean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I can tell you all about that easily. Anyways, but the one girl that did knock on my door, she was like, "Can I borrow your wine opener?" I was like, "Yes, take it. Just take it."
I'm in the middle of a set here.
Yeah, I'm like, I thought I was like in trouble. She's just like, "Can I use your wine opener?" I was like, "Just take it."
I think that was just that was an excuse to see what was going on in the room.
Yeah. No, so anyways, I have my mods, which like moderate the channel. So right now it's 4 girls that I work with. They're all super amazing. Simpre Moore, K Mia, Ruthie Ruth, and Lady Duct Tape all mod it. So
like
they reach out to people to get, raids or things to come in the channel and help the channel grow. And they know a lot of people and they mod for a lot of other channels. So it helps with raids and, just growing the following in general. I have a guy that is a friend that did all the graphics and stuff, my backgrounds.
Okay.
So yeah, his name's Ben. He's obviously insanely good at that stuff because
very talented. But
that's not my
behind you is crazy. I mean,
yeah.
Somebody who's dropping a pill or two or doing something that I'm not into, I'm sure has a great experience watching what's going on behind you.
Yeah. I have a lot of people that are like, "Man, I feel like I'm on acid in your stream." I'm like, whatever.
Hey, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, my friend Ben does all the backgrounds, so, and he does all the commands and all like the tech side of it pretty much. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much them and then me. So.
And you got quite a following. I mean, I'm watching this stuff. So in real life, I work overnight. So, I mean, I can watch the replay overnight when I'm doing what I'm doing in my real job. Or if I'm home and I'm up in the afternoon or whatever, and I see you come on, I'm glued to it. And it's an experience. I mean, I got to say, I'm a huge fan within the first week or two of doing this. And I see the following and the fellow DJs and support that you have on Twitch. And it's amazing how you'll share someone or host someone's show and then they'll do the same and you guys are rating each other. I mean, the support that I've seen, and we've only been doing a podcast for 4 months now, so we're still learning what's going on with this. But what I'm picking from the way you do your stuff and the community around you is just it's amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm super lucky, honestly. It's a really like loving and supportive community. Which is, I guess in LA, I came from LA, DJing in LA, and I feel like there it was a lot of competition and like kind of cattiness between DJs.
Okay.
And so I guess here it's kind of nice because it's a lot of support between DJs, and a lot of DJs do support. Like, I DJs that are like, oh, send us your song, we'll play it in our streams, or oh, like send us this or send us that. And I'm like, sure, we trade mashups or we trade, whatever. And it's just kind of a cool resource because I think it's just brought kind of the whole DJ community together more. Mm-hmm. Whereas like before, I wouldn't have any access to DJs in other cities unless I was DJing at a club they were opening for me, or whatever the case may be. But I mean, I've met DJs from Nashville, I've met DJs from New York, DJs from Seattle.
I was gonna say you have a following from Sweden. You have a following from DJs all over the world on Twitch, and it's insane. It opens up the world to all new music and all new views and everything. It's crazy.
Well, what was the craziest story about that was this guy DJ Ruzzo. He used to play one of my songs I put out like 6 years ago when he was DJing in some random bar in Spain. So he started like watching me on Twitch totally separately, and then like after like a month or something realized that holy shit, I'm the same person that sang that song that he used to always play.
That's cool.
So it's kind of cool from that point of view, like that little connections like that have been made. But yeah, so
your music is electro pop is how I've seen it described, and you became what you are from mashups. Now, what was the theory behind this? Because if you're telling me you're taking a song from the 80s and mixing it with some beat from now, I'm game. You show me what you got. That's my thing.
Right. That's what I mean, I think you've heard me do a lot of that because I play a lot of like 80s and 90s kind of stuff to house drops or whatever. What happened is I was making mashups of a bunch of current songs, and then I realized like the songs cycle through so quickly that I could really only play those mashups that I was making for like a month or two, and then like that song wasn't even relevant anymore, And so then I kind of started thinking separately. Like I've always been a huge 80s and 90s fan. Like I like Sirius XM. I listen to the 80s on 8 and the 90s on 9 all the time, when I'm just driving. And
love the 80s on 8.
Yeah, it's the best. And my aunt's a drummer in a Led Zeppelin cover band. I know it's the 70s, but like, So I've always just been really into that kind of vibe of music. So yeah, I realized that, I might as well just start making 80s and 90s mashups because everyone knows those songs. Everyone loves those songs.
That's what everyone loves. Most people in their late 20s to basically early 40s. That's what everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone loves.
I'm right. I just turned 33, so I'm pretty much like right in the middle of that. So I mean, that's kind of. Right.
So let me ask you a question. You're a Texas girl. Yeah, you went to school at BU.
Yeah.
Is BU where everything started? Like, how did you?
No, I mean, I always played instruments my whole life. Like, I play guitar, I play a little bit of piano, and I when I was younger, I played trombone and clarinet. But I mainly play guitar and ukulele now.
Okay.
I've always played instruments, but I didn't actually get into the actual DJ side of stuff until I moved to LA.
All right. So, what facilitated that? Like, like I said, you're a Texas girl. You go all the way to BU.
I played field hockey. I played field hockey for BU. That's why I went to BU.
All right. So D1 school.
Yeah.
And then you go from the south to the northeast and then all the way to the west coast.
Yeah. So I always, when I was younger, always wanted to live in LA. And so I just knew like the second I graduated, I pretty much had worked, I worked in college and also worked the summer after I graduated and saved up money, bought a car, and literally drove out to LA.
Just said, go have fun. Listen, when you're that young, I guess, that's the time to find out whether it's you're gonna love it or make a mistake. One of the two.
Yeah, I was 22. I didn't care. I was just like, let's go. So yeah, I did that, and I my degree was in graphic design. So I started doing t-shirt designs for like company and like swimwear designs for a company, and I was doing that for a while, and I was like working for this kind of like ghetto boss that like never paid me, and so yeah, full on. Like I had to like fight to get paid. It was really bad.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
On a side note, a minute ago you said that you didn't care and you were about to say the F word and you caught yourself and said care. And listen, you're on my podcast. Just go for the goal. Just say fuck.
Okay, just say fuck. I don't care.
You just,
I say fuck all the time, but I don't know. I've been trying to rein it in.
There aren't 8-year-old kids watching this. We can have a little fun.
Okay.
Yeah, you can let it rip. We're good. I mean, you're streaming this, you're hosting this on your channel, and you're dropping F-bombs and everything, so we're good to go.
When you're ready for a shot of tequila, a shot of vodka, I'll go with the shot of tequila. So.
Yeah. So I had a super ghetto boss. He didn't really like want to pay me, and music was always like a huge like passion of mine, obviously. So I kind of bought my first DJ setup and started teaching myself how to DJ on the side. And then I started kind of like, booking a few little things here and there. And then I kind of was making more money DJing. I went to Sundance Film Festival and DJed a bunch of parties there, met Red Bull people. They were like, "Oh, you're a DJ." I was like, "Yeah." They were like, well, that was when they had those, like, I don't know if you guys remember, but they used to have those, like, jacked up, like, trucks with, like, the DJ booths in the back of them.
Yeah.
Like that they had at all their events and shit. And so I was in Park City, Utah, and they had the, truck at the bottom of the mountain. And they're like, well, the truck's parked at the bottom of the mountain all day. Come freaking DJ on it and show us what you got, pretty much. And so I was like, okay. So I showed up. I DJ'd the bottom of the ski mountain for a day in Sun Valley, and then they hired me to do Red Bull Spring Break.
That's awesome. And Park City, I heard, is a lot of fun too. So that must have been a wild party.
That was like, I would think it was like about 2012, I would say.
Okay.
So yeah, it was super fun, and I got to go that year. We went and we did Red Bull Spring Break, and then we were in South by Southwest with Red Bull, and then
you had a lot of fun with a company that pretty much was at the height of their
it was when they were
there was Red Bull was monstrous. I mean, they still are, but
they quit putting as much money into events that they used to.
Well, it's probably because they got so big that they didn't need to.
Yeah, they didn't have to anymore, pretty much is what happened. But yeah, they used to. I mean, they were great. I mean, they took care of all the expenses, and they paid really well. They were a really like good company to work with. And so then we did Miami Music Week with them too. They have like the Red Bull guest house in Miami Music Week.
Nice.
So yeah, it was super fun. And so that was kind of like how I was like, oh, I guess I can do this like as a job. Like, okay, like this is cool. And kind of then I started making original music because I didn't want to just be a DJ. I wanted to have original music too.
Yeah, that's good. You want to expand yourself, and obviously there's only so many. I mean, there's a million combinations of mashups you can do, but in the end, like I can understand what you're saying is make your own music. It shows that you're not just a person pushing buttons and mixing songs.
Right. Yeah. So I didn't. There's a difference between like a club DJ that just plays, anyone's music at a club, and maybe they're making $200 to like $500 a night or whatever. And then there's obviously a difference between like a name DJ, like a Calvin Harris or someone that is headlining Vegas clubs and making like, $200,000 a night or whatever.
Sign me up.
Right. I mean, that's the goal. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. And that's kind of what I was trying to do. And obviously with every career, there's ups and downs and ebbs and flows, and you just kind of go with it.
What would you say, who would you say, so you go to college, you get out of college, you go to LA, you're in You're in graphic design. Now this DJ thing is starting to come. You're on the road with Red Bull. What would you say is influencing you at this point? Because you have your degree and you were dabbling in it, even though you had a ghetto boss, as you put it. And now your DJ career is starting to take off. I mean, you got Red Bull behind you and you're moving. Where's your mindset at this point, and what's influencing you?
Money.
You know,
Money.
Yeah, paying the bills is always a good thing.
I mean, you need money when you got a ghetto boss, though.
Yeah, I quit that job. That lasted for maybe 8 or 9 months. Maybe I was like, this is not for me.
I hope you went out guns a-blazing, just giving middle fingers.
I was like, man, he was not good. So that's fine. Whatever. I got away from him, and I'm thankful for that. And you know, I was able to continue with the DJ stuff and continue doing that. But yeah, no, pretty much I just kind of was in the studio. I was in the studio with a lot of really great people. Actually, the first person who ever put me in a studio was Kim Fowley, who was the person that discovered Joan Jett.
All right.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So he was like, I met him on Halloween one night, and I don't know if you guys know, but like West Hollywood has this crazy Halloween parade, and everyone just dresses up crazy, and it's nuts. And
I could imagine.
Yeah, I was dressed in like a crazy like bodysuit and all like whatever. And this guy was like, "Who are you? Like, what's your deal?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like, I'm a DJ, whatever." And he was like, "Wait." He's like, "You need to be." He's like, "Let's put you in the studio." So literally like a week later, he was like, called me and he told me the studio to come. And I had a girl that I was doing music with at the time. And so we both went. And
Amanda Mays.
Was that Amanda or before her?
So this was actually before Amanda.
Oh.
Okay.
I had before DanceSTASH or Stash was a thing. It was Double Love, DBLOVE, Double Love.
Okay.
Didn't even see anything about that in my Google searches.
Yeah. It's pretty much been wiped from existence, I think, at this point. It's actually really embarrassing when I listen to those songs. That was I'm like, damn, like thank God I've progressed since then. Like I found them, I think, a few months ago on my computer, and I was like, oh, not great. It's fine. We all learn.
It's all part of growing up. It's all part of experiencing everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that you know, bringing that up, I don't, you know, I hope you don't mind if we ask, but I guess after that you did have I guess with DanceSTASH, you had a duo group with Amanda Mays, and you know, the stuff we looked at, it kind of disappears after. Like it looks like you guys got very hot and heavy 2014, 2015. You had a couple really pretty big hits. If your album Strip Me Bare was pretty big there. But then it just kind of, there's nothing after that. And was it an amicable split? I mean,
yeah, no, I'm actually still friends with her. I actually was texting her last night. She's in politics now. She's like a political reporter.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, all right, so she had the DJ thing going on. They were in the music group, and all of a sudden, I mean, how does that come about? Does she just pull you aside one day and be like, hey, this isn't really working out? And
I'm going to assume maybe it
really
wasn't
the light. Famous, but what's going on here? This isn't for me.
What it was is like I was the DJ and the rapper, and she was mainly just the singer. Like I was still the DJ. And so she would sing like the hooks on the songs pretty much, and I would rap the verses. It's kind of how it worked. Because I really can't sing super high, and she was a professional opera singer and she can belt. So yeah, I mean, she was a little bit older than me, and she got really serious with a boyfriend is really what it was, kind of thing. And she wanted to kind of go with that direction with the boyfriend, and I was like, that's cool. And you know, it was just kind of like you know,
you're in more of a nightclub atmosphere lifestyle that's a bit more fast-paced.
Yeah, and we're still totally cool and nice, and you know, we talk, and you know, she actually randomly works for my friend who has a news network, that my friend in Palm Beach randomly. It's super weird.
Small world type
super
stuff.
Small world. Yeah, they like, my friend in Palm Beach was like, wait, is that Amanda in your music video? I was like, yeah.
It's funny though. You read some of these articles, looking it up, and like people called you guys like almost like a female answer to LMFAO,
Yeah.
and that's still pretty cool that you guys got that much, that much recognition and coverage, and
Yeah.
the Strip Me Bare, the Tear Me Down, Red Cup, Pinky Up got nominated for a couple of media awards, and
Yeah. Strip Me Bare won best EDM song for I think it was like the Hollywood Music and Media Awards or something.
Yep.
So that was cool. We got to give a little like speech for that. And got that award. Yeah, we did a bunch of cool stuff. We did some tours. We did, it was fun, but like things just, I kind of just took over this. I mean, obviously Stash at that point in time, it was Stash. It wasn't DanceSTASH.
Yeah.
It ended up being DanceSTASH because there's another guy in Scotland that's named Stash, and all of our music on Spotify, when Spotify became a thing, all of his music and our music was on the same page. And he's like an Irish folk singer, and doesn't really go with my raging EDM music.
Two completely different styles.
Yeah, that happened to me with the comedian Steve Byrne. One of my favorites, and when I was looking for one of his albums on Spotify, it was popped up with like some Irish like folk, like almost like not the clarinet, but what's the one the recorder that you play?
You're like, this is not what I wanted.
Yeah, so I remember tweeting it that to him, and he was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah,
same name. So
yeah, it's a whole.
But I can imagine that gets confusing.
Yeah. So DanceSTASH was already my Instagram name, so I was just like, fuck it, it's just gonna be DanceSTASH. That way, there's no.
All right, we got our first F word.
Yeah.
Oh, why don't you get me on a roll, guys?
Somebody in our chat said that you should go find that guy and do a collab with him now that you're DanceSTASH and he's Stash.
Right? Yeah, the Stash. Yeah, I don't know if he's still making music, but whatever.
How did that name come up though? Like where did Stash come from? Just
so I had Double Love, and then I had this other brief group. We never actually put any music out, called Steph and Jess, since Steph is my name. And then I was like, all right, fuck this shit. I need something that's going to be a name that can just be a name. So if I go through a partner, because at this point in time, I've been through 2 partners, and then Amanda was my 3rd partner. And I was really trying hard to make the duo thing work, because I just kind of liked the vibe of having like a girl duo, and I thought it was a cool thing. But believe me, I understand why so many bands break up now, because it's just hard.
I can imagine too. It's almost like when you live with somebody, you're your best friend in the world, and eventually you're going to get on each other's nerves. And I guess it's just limiting the blow-ups that you have. But like you said, as long as you still talk to Amanda and it ended amicably, that's a good thing,
Yeah. Me and her are totally cool. The other 2 I don't talk to.
All right. Well,
bad breakups.
As Meatloaf said, 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah. I mean, also I was younger, I would say we all make, kind of some mistakes. The 2 people I was partnered with were both younger, and Amanda was older than me. So I think we were able to just be kind of more like, okay, this just isn't whatever. And I still want to do music. She didn't want to do music anymore. And she was always super passionate about politics. So she kind of just went into that. And, whatever. And for me, I'm like, well, I still have the Stash name. And so I started putting out my own music without her on it. And that was the first song that I did with that was Don't Stop, I think. Yeah.
What are you switching us around, Jerry?
I'm here.
Yeah. Right. So like Don't Stop. I put Don't Stop out. I put Down on the Beat out. I put Blackjack Cabana out, and then Rooftop was the 4th song.
Rooftop was a collaboration, wasn't it? I saw.
So the original Rooftop was my song, Rooftop, and then just now this year, I took a 2-year break because I was in a really bad relationship, and he didn't want me doing music, obviously. And so ever since I broke up with him, which was about a year ago, I started getting back into music. And Rooftop, I came out with Rooftop right about at the time that I was kind of getting into that relationship. So I never really got to promote Rooftop the way that I wanted to promote it. And so this time around, Disco Fries, they're pretty well-known DJs.
Yep.
I sent it to them and they liked it and they agreed to do a remix of it. So
that's what I saw on Amazon Music there.
Yeah.
It was pretty. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I enjoyed a couple. I actually enjoyed a couple of them, and
oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I try to just make fun, happy dance music. I mean,
it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
My wife and I kind of came to a conclusion though, and I don't know if you've gotten this comparison before, and I really hope that it doesn't.
Here we go.
But it kind of sounds like a more house version of kind of like a Kesha.
Yeah, I've gotten that before.
All right, and I didn't want to say that, and you'd be like, I hate that comparison. Fuck you guys.
No, it's cool. She's actually really cool. I've actually partied with her a few times, and one of the guys that I actually worked with on some of the songs is actually the guy that tours with her as her guitar player.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of Kesha connection there. Yeah, she's super cool and super nice, so I'm cool with her. I have no issues with that. But yeah, I'm a little bit more dancey, a little bit, she's a little bit more rock and roll-y than me. But I think it's a similar party vibe.
Yeah, like I said, you're a little more on the house side, and
yeah.
But how did it feel? I mean, obviously, you said you were in a bad relationship, and I'm not going to get into that. So, we'll keep that personal for you. But obviously, getting out of that, getting back into music, you had to find a love for it again, obviously, or that's what. How happy were you? Just I guess maybe your first performance or wherever you went, how long did it take to really get back into it? And really enjoy it again.
I think like how everyone kind of is after a relationship, you take like a few months of just like getting really drunk and losing your shit. I mean, he cheated on me with a Russian hooker, so that was fun.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah, super fun. Great stand-up guy.
Wow, that's enough of that.
Yeah, but it was all like a blessing in disguise because I really like needed that out of my life, and it is what it is. So I would say probably as of like December, January, like this year, January is when I really like started trying to like get back into it.
All right.
So I follow your Instagram page, and I see you having the time of your life with a lot of people, good-looking girls, good-looking guys. I'm secure enough to say that you're hanging out with some good-looking people. I'll tell you. And
by the way, I follow the Instagram too. I replied to your story the other night about our show. Thank you for coming on, and I never got a reply.
She's busy, Russ. It was her birthday.
This was the day before her birthday.
What's your username?
Russellmania.
Oh, okay.
I was like, thank you so much for coming on my show. Can't wait. I'm a co-host.
Crickets.
Oh. Wait. That's not you.
Sent on Monday.
Oh, I get a lot of messages.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Probably, if I don't follow you, it goes into like a different.
Russ, your message went in the trash box.
Yeah.
I'll find it. It's on Monday. I'll find it.
So
on here. So
you're hanging out with all these good-looking people and having the time of your life. Is it a big party when you go out with all these people? And are they a great support system for you? Is there jealousy because you're somewhat famous, or are they just laid back and hey, we're hanging out and we're drinking and having a good time? What's the atmosphere like when you go out with everybody?
Everyone's pretty cool for the most part. I mean, I don't really. I have my really good friends, and I pretty much keep my circle pretty small. Just because I don't like to. I'm not a drama person at all. I'm very, very chill. I can't with that. It doesn't bode well for me. But yeah, I just everyone. I mean, I have some cool friends here in Florida. I'm super thankful. I think during COVID, like Florida kind of stayed open-ish more so than a lot of places. So I feel pretty blessed to at least have been here during that, because I'm not really good with restrictions. There's a lot of like boating and stuff you can do here, so that kind of, I think, helped have things to do during this whole time.
So I gotta say, you've been known for DJing private parties. What's the craziest bar scene you've seen, whether you're out just with your friends hanging out on a random Friday or Thursday, compared to something you've worked? I can only imagine some of the stuff you've seen from LA to Florida, traveling across with Red Bull.
The craziest party in LA I ever walked into, it was an after hours party, and all they had were whippets. So everyone was just sitting around doing whippet shots.
That's interesting. That's one way to kill a few brain cells.
I think we gotta go. I don't know. There was actually another party that people had this like crazy rave, and everyone like was taking a bunch of drugs and stuff, and they had like a bouncy house and like in their front yard for like adults that were like all on way too many drugs. It was also a onesie party. I was wearing a cow onesie.
Do you ever do any of the DJ parties where it's like the silent DJ where everybody's wearing headphones?
I've never actually done a silent disco. No.
Because I would assume anybody being in that room, like not listening, just looking around, that's got to be the oddest fucking thing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Everyone's just like dancing to no music. Yeah, I've never done one of those. I've never done one of those. So that's cool. I like to hear what I'm, playing.
Have you ever done like any like as far as like larger venues? Like what would be one of your favorite places?
I did Red Bull Spring Break was like, I want to say it was like 10,000 people on the beach, which was pretty crazy. Club La Vila, which is like a huge Panama City spring break club.
Okay.
During spring break, Panama City is like Florida is pretty big. I did a bunch of stuff in South Padre for spring break.
Louis back, crazy there in Texas there, South Padre Island.
Louis' backyard and shit. Let me get a power cord. My thing's about to die. 1 second. I don't know why I charged it before this. That's weird.
This isn't the first time I've had a guest have their phone almost die or computer almost die and have to power up.
Well, I realized why, because my fucking power cord was not connected to each other while it was charging.
Oh, there we go.
That's the issue right there. Okay. So let's see. That should. All right. We have. It's charging. Okay.
It's all right. If you lose your feed, you'll come back. I hope.
Yeah. Battery, power source, power adapter. Okay, it's charging. All right, whatever the fuck. I don't even know.
So what would you say? Who are people like you? Well, not only would want to collab with, but like in the industry, who are people that you love now? Like, I mean, bigger artists per se.
I would love to collab with like Calvin Harris, Tiesto, like all of those kind of people. I would love like Chainsmokers. I mean, they're. I feel like my vibe of music is almost like a female Chainsmokers.
Yes.
Yeah. I can go with that.
So, especially my newer stuff I have coming out, I have 3 songs that are done and about 3 more that are like almost done in various states of being completed. And all of my new stuff really does sound, it's really in that vibe, like kind of like that closer vibe and, like Chainsmokery type vibe. So that's really what I'm working on. But I would say like Chainsmokers, I would say Marshmello, like all of those kind of DJs that are popular right now. Zed.
I'm not huge into house per se, which is crazy because early in my life I never would have listened to it, but now I probably listen to country more than anything.
I love country music.
And I think there's been a large percentage of people that I do, but with house music, I'm not huge into it, but I do have a few, I'm really into Charlotte DeWitt.
Okay.
She's gotten pretty big. I mean, she's over in Belgium, but she's won a bunch of awards now.
Yeah, I've heard of her for sure.
That was like a questionable. That was like a questionable. I've heard of her.
No, yeah. I know. I've heard of her. No. I have. I definitely have heard of her. I'm not super familiar with her music, but I've definitely heard of her.
Okay.
So let me ask you: you had this thing going. You went. It broke up. You went on your own. You had a boyfriend that went south. Now you're coming back. What's the end game? You just said you had 3 songs that are done. 3 more coming out. Are you looking for a solo thing out of this? Are you looking to bring people or a person back into the mix? Where is the thinking with where you're going career wise musically right now?
No, career wise, it's just me. I'll be more than happy to like collab with people or do, whatever. But as like DanceSTASH as a whole, stash, whatever, it's just me. I think I've learned my lesson in the collaboration department.
All you got to do now is find a group called Mustache.
Yeah, no. I'm pretty chill in that department. I'm better by myself, and I mean, that's why I'm moving to Vegas. There's just so much DJ work there, and plus Twitch. Twitch is a really great outlet for getting, I mean, I've just met so many really, really, really cool people, and I mean, like, I met you guys. I met, whatever, like, so many random people that I would have never had any access to if it weren't for Twitch. So I think
so Vegas is a career wise move for you. Change of scenery, like the club scene is big out there. Is that the motivation with it?
Big club scene. I mean, there's just so many. You have to think about it this way. Like, Vegas is pretty much open 24 hours. There's after hours clubs. There's pool parties. There's all the lounges within the casinos. I mean, there's clubs. There's dinner. Like Tao and them, they have DJs during dinner. It's just a constant cycle, and they just constantly, need DJs. And I was out there, and I have a lot. I mean, because I was in LA for so long, a lot of the LA Vegas people kind of go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm thankful that I was able to. I have a lot of friends in Vegas. I have a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, just come out here, and then we'll like hook you up. My lease is up here end of September, so it's pretty much, I guess, kind of time for me to like move on from here. It's been 2 years of whatever, and I'm kind of done here.
I gotta ask you. So Twitch came about 5 months or so ago. I've heard.
Yep.
Within the first month, you had 1,000 subscribers. Like, it just took off immediately from what I'm seeing. How do you? And Spotify's got 55,000. Instagram has almost 50,000. How do you handle all the social media and the streaming and everything? Meaning, you put out a stream, and I'm sure the Instagram goes. I'm sure the Twitch is going. Is this something that you like to handle on your own? Are you looking to blow it out and get a team behind you to handle all this exclusively? Like, how much are you doing behind the scenes with this?
I do. So I do all of the social media side of it. I do myself right now.
Okay.
I have nobody doing anything for me. It's just, I mean, so the reason why I got started on Twitch is because my old roommates in LA, I lived in this kind of crazy cool house in LA, with my friend who was also a DJ Sophia Lynn. She started a club on Twitch called Club Maverick. So when I was out in LA recording new music, she was like, oh, do you want to be on my Twitch club? And I was like, what the fuck is a Twitch club? Okay. And so I ended up, this is a house that me and her got this house together like 4 or 5 years ago, right in the hills. And, and since then she's kind of had like a revolving door of people moving in and out, and, rooms and DJs and whatever you want to call it. But we always had a DJ. I learned about Twitch. It was cool. I mean, I was like, holy fuck, this whole world of streaming exists. And I was like, wow, it's crazy. All these DJs that are now kind of friends because of Twitch. And because, I mean, really, like, I don't think the majority of these DJs would have really been able to connect if it wasn't for the pandemic, because everyone was bored, and not able to play shows because most clubs were closed. So all these DJs were just streaming on Twitch pretty much to give their, creative whatever. But And the bits is how people tip people on Twitch, so it's money.
Yeah, how does that work? So I'm watching a stream 3 nights ago. I want to say maybe Monday or even Sunday afternoon, whatever it was. And you got a guy in there dropping like 150 and 20 and like it's nonstop. So how does that work? I don't know anything about bits or biddies or whatever it is.
So 100 bits is like $1.
Okay.
All right.
So
it's more like 1 bit is a cent.
Yeah, exactly. So like 25 bits is 25 cents, or like 10,000 bits is $100, whatever you want to look at it as.
Yeah, I see people dropping boatloads of them in the chat, and I'm like, what is going? I don't even know what it is.
yeah. So it's pretty much just a way to like tip your DJ, and so every month Twitch like pays you out the money you make for the month. So that's via like bit tipping or subscriptions. So like if you buy a subscription to my channel, I think it's like $5 a month or whatever it is, then I get paid that out. Or on top of that, the bits is just, or people can gift subscriptions too. So like some people will gift like a 5-piece, is what it's called. It's like 5 subscriptions to my channel, and it'll just go to like 5 random people that are in the chat.
Somebody gifted me one, which was
so
after the first day of listening to you, I got gifted a subscription for a month, and I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So boom, you get to use my little emotes, and you're part of the stash pack now. So
yeah, I'm learning about that stuff. Yeah.
I know you always wanted to be a member of the stash pack.
Well, you got me as a member now, that's for sure. This the stuff you do there is great. Hey, let me ask you. So Russ mentioned it before. What's up with the Tito shots in the champagne flutes?
Where did the champagne flute come from?
So ironically, it's kind of like an ongoing joke, because my birthday, which was yesterday, is also the same day that Dom Perignon invented champagne.
Oh.
Okay.
In 1693 on my birthday, it was fun facts. I know. He called it the kiss of stars.
All right. Instead of Scrabble facts, we got stash facts.
Yeah, exactly. So I always, I like champagne, obviously, as I'm a girl, and most girls like champagne. But so that's the thing that me and my friends kind of started doing, or champagne shots. So what you're supposed to do is put like this much champagne in the actual champagne flute, and then you know.
Yeah, I it looks weird on the stream for me. I mean, I've never done it before, but you got it in your elbow basically, and it's like this weird like hook thing, and I'm like, what is she doing?
Yeah. It's just something different. I mean, spice it up a little bit. Like, who else is taking champagne shots of vodka on their stream? I don't know.
And I gotta ask. So I was chatting with you the other night during one of the streams, and you're not a Grey Goose fan.
Yeah, no. I think I drank too much of it, and I think I get sick from it now.
Wow.
Same happened with Vouv. Can't drink Vouv anymore either.
I don't even know what Vouv is.
Now you're on to the Tito's.
Yeah, I do Tito's, I do Kettle, I do Belvedere. I mean, whatever. My friends actually own a vodka company in Michigan called Gypsy Vodka. It's the vodka that's in a few of my music videos.
Yes.
Okay. Their vodka is delicious, and what it is I don't know if you guys know much about distilling. I actually worked with them in Michigan for a year randomly. I lived in Michigan for a year before Florida. We forgot about that part.
So you're south to northeast to west to north?
Yeah. So I went from LA to Michigan, and then me and my ex actually moved to Florida together.
Pretty much you've been everywhere except for Bumfuck, Ohio.
Yeah, I have been to Westchester. My friend lived there for a hot minute, Westchester, Ohio, or whatever.
All right.
Yeah. But that's cool. Whatever.
I'm gonna tell you, being in Michigan, that's gonna make one of your biggest fans, Whoop-de-Hoo, very happy. He's a Michigan guy.
What's up, Whoop-de-Hoo? I see him. He's here in the chat. Are you still here, Whoop-de-Hoo?
I'm sure he is.
Yeah, I lived in northern Michigan for a year, actually, on Lake Charlevoix.
Oh, okay.
You spent I'm sure you spent a very cold winter there then.
It was very cold, yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. But it was fun. I don't know. It was something kind of nice about it in a weird way. It was like, I don't know. Okay, so I lived in Boston before, and like, like city snow gets all like mushy and gross and like cars and stuff.
Dirty and
Yeah, like when you're in the middle of nowhere and it's just like really pretty white snow, like, you know,
Understood.
it's kind of a cool vibe.
Absolutely understood.
Yeah, so I don't know. It from going from LA to northern Michigan where it was like population 2,000 people from LA was definitely a bit of a change, but
Doesn't snow in LA.
nope, does not. Nope. Mm-mm.
So
But
real quick, just one more thing about your streaming. Domingo the Flamingo is a party
yep.
animal. How did that come about?
Oh, Black Host says I hate Boston, most boring city on the
Yeah,
planet.
get out of here. Listen, I'm a New York guy, but still, Boston's a hell of a lot of fun. So
Boston's a lot of fun, but as far as sports, forget them.
Yeah.
backhoe there. He didn't come. He didn't come with me and Jerry to Boston, so you would have had a good time.
I like New York better than Boston. I'll say that.
There we go.
Yeah. Domingo the Flamingo was actually my best friend's flamingo that she got as a white elephant Christmas present this year.
Okay.
And and Domingo the Flamingo he just said it sucks. Domingo the Flamingo, she was like, I don't have room for Domingo the Flamingo in my house anymore. And every time I was in her house, I used to cuddle with Domingo the Flamingo because he's very cuddly. Like
So she gifted it to you.
Yeah, when we would watch movies. So I just figured, fuck it, Domingo the Flamingo can come hang out on my stream.
All right. Sounds like a good place to have him.
So my best friend was watching. She's like, you and Domingo are just thriving on that stream together. Yes, so. And actually, one of the people in the stream named him Domingo the Flamingo. He didn't really have a name. We were going with Pinky at first, and that didn't really stick. So,
well,
yeah,
Domingo the Flamingo definitely sticks now.
Yeah, Domingo the Flamingo is a thing.
So Backhoe in the chat is saying Boston sucks. The bars close early, and I'm not a black hoe. I'm a piece of farm equipment. Whatever that means.
Backhoe. He's a backhoe, not a black hoe. Backhoe.
All right. We apologize for the inconvenience, Mr. Backhoe.
He's in the chat sometimes. I know you're in my stream sometime. I appreciate you.
So I need to do this just because I know you have a huge fan club in Atlas. So there's a guy in Atlas who was watching your stream one afternoon, and this is a day trading thing that I'm in on Discord. And one of them is like
on Instagram.
One of them likes, hey, who likes house music? You got to watch this stream, and they put all of us onto you. So you see Johnny Bravo and you see Whoop-de-Who, Backhoe. These guys are all in the day trading chat. I have to ask. So is it complicated? Are you single? Are you with somebody? I mean, I know they want me to ask. I have to ask just to give them the lowdown here.
I'm pretty single right now. Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm enjoying my singleness because I got out of a psychotic relationship.
All right, there we go, guys. She's single and she's ready.
I don't know if I'm ready. I'm pretty much just chilling, but yeah. I don't know. I'm taking some time for myself, I guess you could say.
Okay. Hey, your stream schedule, is that just random? Is that something you look to do when you have just some free time, or is it, it's not 9 to 5, obviously, but what's the theory behind it?
Yeah, it's kind of based on when I can get people that I know that are streaming that have big followings to raid me right now.
Okay.
Because I'm really trying to grow my following. And so, obviously if I get a raid, like for example, Whistleface raided me on 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. And he rated me with like over 200 people. I mean, I'm obviously going to change my schedule to accommodate that.
Absolutely.
Because that's, what I'm really, this month for me really is building my Twitch following. Like that's really what I'm dedicating myself to. Because I have time to do it. And for me, I kind of look at Twitch as just a way to get my original music out as well.
Okay.
Because people see me play or DJ, and then I'll throw my original songs in, and then like, oh shit, we like this song, or okay, great, and it's just another platform to get my original music out, which is really what I'm looking at it as at the end of the day.
Okay. So,
and just to raise the awareness of me as an artist and, you know, me as a DJ in general. Like, you guys didn't know I existed until you found me on Twitch.
I had no clue, and then
Right.
Please don't take offense to that.
Right.
We're glad we found you.
Yeah, I'm very happy we found you.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's really where I'm at, is I'm just trying to build the awareness of me, of who Stash is and what Stash does and Stash music, and that, you know, I'm here because, you know, people, that's the whole thing, is most people, once they find out about me, they like me and they like my music. It's just a lot of people don't really know about me yet. So that's what I'm working on.
Okay.
Right, well, I hope this helped.
Yeah. I mean,
people can learn, and
yeah, I'm all about it. I'm super like I'm down to do whatever, I guess you could say, as far as like building my career and, you know, interviews or whatever. I'm a really chill person, like I said before. So I'm all about just trying to build my following and stuff.
This was great. I want to thank you for coming on. I want to thank you for agreeing to do this.
Yeah, no problem.
Anything you want to plug? I know you said you had 3 songs coming up and 3 you're working on. When do we expect those to drop? And will they drop as one big album, or are they going to come out as singles individually? What's going on with that?
Uh-oh.
Are you there? Okay.
Yeah, we lost for a second.
I got you. Did you hear my question?
No, I didn't hear your question.
So you have 3 singles. You have 3 songs that are done. 3 more coming out after. Are you dropping them as singles, or are they coming out as one big album when everything is all wrapped up? What's going on with the music?
They're coming out as singles.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now, obviously, I'm pushing Rooftop. That's the biggest thing right now. But the problem is that everyone, just with COVID and with everything, not many people are in their offices, as far as like trying, you know, I have a radio girl that, you know, tries to push it to like Sirius XM and tries to push it to like get it on certain Spotify playlists and get it on like Pandora channels and like all of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And also like, mix shows, like on Saturday nights on iHeartRadio, they do like the mix shows. There's like DJ mix for like an hour or 2.
Okay.
So she's really working on trying to get Rooftop on that stuff right now. So we're really hoping that in the next few weeks, you know, it'll get on Sirius Venus, or, you know, some mix shows, or, you know, a few things. DJ Goofy White Kid, I think he's been in the chat a few times.
Yep.
He's a DJ for iHeartRadio that does the mix shows on Saturday nights. So
nice.
I'm like, bro, put my song in.
Yeah, let's go. Let's explode this.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm working on it. You know, it's just slowly but surely. It just takes time, and we're kind of letting Rooftop kind of like run its course.
Well, with Disco Fries, that's, like you said before, that's a well-known person to be collaborating with, and
right.
And
that was kind of where I was going with it, because I'm like, well, you know, they have a big name that's pretty known, and so like at least that will kind of like launch me, kind of give me kind of the credibility that comes with their name, you know, at least to get this song going. And then the other songs I have coming out are just me, but like my plan was to like really push this song so that, you know, the DanceSTASH name is kind of back on the scene.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for coming on. This was a lot of fun. This was great. I loved getting to know you, and I'm happy that I found you. I mean, the music you put out is great. The mashups are definitely my thing. I mean, this was a lot of fun. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
anything you want to plug real quick?
What? Say it again.
Anything you want to plug real quick?
Oh, I guess just my Instagram, which is DanceSTASH, and Spotify, which is DanceSTASH, and just if anyone's new here that doesn't know me, check out my streams on Twitch, I guess.
All right. Thanks a lot. It was great to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, for sure. Thanks for hanging out in my streams as well.
Oh, I'll be there. I'm a loyal fan.
Yeah, I love that. Share it with everyone you know. I know, that was funny that day, the day that all you guys Atlas people came in. They were like, Atlas crew, Atlas. Like,
and then I joined the stream like the next day or day after, and you shouted out Atlas, and I was like, "Whoa, she remembers! All right, here we go."
Yeah, I'm all about it. We got it. I try to like remember what's going on. I love the people that hang out, and I feel like Twitch is a really cool community. Honestly, it's cool.
It is.
So definitely thankful for the opportunity that Twitch has presented. I guess because it's kind of like I can go DJ clubs and stuff around here or whatever, but like people on Twitch are really engaged with you. Versus people in a club, they're not going to go really follow you on Instagram or anything because they're just drunk or they're not really paying attention. But like
they're enjoying the moment. They're not really paying attention to you per se.
Right, exactly. And you don't really I think Twitch is really cool because it actually can grow and build your following with people that are engaged and people that I would consider to be
because they're solely there to listen to you and pay attention to you.
Exactly. And I would say I probably have at this point, I would say each stream I maybe get like 5-ish new pretty loyal people that show up a lot.
Yeah, I see a lot of the same people in it, and then I see the last week or two I've seen some new people now come in, and they're regularly a part of it. I totally see it.
It's been really cool how it's kind of been growing that way. Like it's kind of just been, there's some people that have been there from the beginning, and then there's some people I've picked up along the way, and then there's a lot of people that most people are like, how did I not know you exist? And so it's on the most part I get pretty good feedback, so I'm thankful for that.
All right. Well, this was great. Thank you again for coming on. I said, I'm now a huge fan. This was great. Russ, you got anything before we wrap up?
I'll say one more question because I mentioned the country thing. You said you're into it. Who you got? Who your favorite people these days? I want to hear you say one name. I'm hoping you say one name.
Oh, not like putting her on the spot.
Well, no.
I mean, I actually have an entire country playlist on my Spotify. I have a DanceSTASH country list.
You at least have a little Luke Combs on there.
Yeah, I like Luke Combs. I love Thomas Rhett.
All right.
It's funny you mentioned Thomas Rhett. Last night I was listening to the beer song he does.
Yeah.
Nothing a beer can't fix.
Nothing a beer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If you'd mash that up with something great, that's a big thing for me. If you could do that.
Yeah. I'll have to see what I can do, but yeah, I like
little small request. That's all.
I like Kenny Chesney. I like Toby Keith. I like Tim McGraw. I mean, like all the kind of standard, obviously.
Yeah.
But
my wife and I are a big Luke Combs fan. We're going to see him at the Garden.
Nice. Yeah.
I ended up meeting him about right before COVID.
Oh, really? Is he cool?
Yeah, he played. I worked security at a bar on the side. He played at the bar. This was before he signed on to it before he got huge. And I'm not tall, but I'm a big guy. He is enormous, but wonderful guy. Talked to everybody, signed everything. Really nice guy.
Yeah, cool.
But that was the only one.
Yeah, I know. I love that. I love when people are cool in person. I mean, I play guitar and I write a lot of my songs on the guitar, and I actually play a lot of country songs all the time. So I love country music.
Do you ever think about try to write any other songs, like not in obviously like almost like a country style, or just anything else like that's not dance, and try to make songs that way at all?
So most of my songs actually start out sounding like a country song. I then make it housey for obvious commercial purposes. But I was thinking I have a song called Seeing Diamonds coming out. My next song is Fade Away, and then the song after that is called Seeing Diamonds, and I think I'm gonna do like an acoustic version of it actually. So
awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited about that because I wrote that one's truly like one that I really did write on the acoustic guitar, and most of the melodies pretty much stayed the same from when I wrote it on the guitar to when I recorded it, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but this one really did stay very similar, and I don't know, it just kind of has like a special place in my heart, so I think I'm probably gonna make an acoustic version of it.
All right. Look forward to it.
Yeah. So I have a lot of really fun stuff planned, and I'm super excited for everything. So yeah, I'm just figuring it all out, I guess.
Well, we wish you the best moving forward, and you got 2 new
Thanks.
fans here, so
Thank you. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, share with all of your friends and family.
we will.
Absolutely. I'll be hosting. I'll be hosting whenever you're on. I love to do that. That's
I
great.
might jump on in a little bit and do a set, so we'll see how I feel in a hot minute. But
Well, we went a little long today. I want to thank you for that. I know I mentioned 30 minutes or so, went for about an hour. Thank you. I really
It's
appreciate
all good.
it.
No worries. You're fine. I don't really have a lot going on tonight, so I'm chilling.
No, it was definitely enjoyable, and we appreciate you coming on. Like I said, we wish you the best, and get 2 new fans here, and I hope the future is bright for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It was great talking to you guys. Hope you
Thanks a lot. It was great to have you on, and I'll definitely see you on the stream soon.
Definitely.
This was great. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Have a good one.
You too.
Good night, right?
Bye.
All right, I need like 30 seconds. So.
All right. Well, Ross has his needs his break. I'm just gonna plug real quick. DanceSTASH on Twitter. I'm sorry, on Twitter. On Spotify is DanceSTASH. On Instagram is at DanceSTASH, and on Twitch is at DanceSTASH. On our Twitter page after the stream, I will be dropping all of her links to her social media followings, just so everybody who is listening now will be able to have a link for it. Also, after the stream is over, if she does go live for a set or two, I'll definitely be tuned in. Like I told her, she definitely has a big fan in me. This was great. This was a lot of fun. We're just waiting for Russ to get back real quick. Just going to get into some current events. Britney Spears continues to just do amazing things, posting odd topless photos on Instagram, almost begging the court to not let her be free. Seems kind of odd. And also, in the past week or so, rapper Biz Markie passed away. He was big in the 90s with hip-hop and his huge hit, Just a Friend. When Russ gets back to the stream, we are going to get into the NHL. We are going to get into some baseball. We're going to get into the Olympics and soccer, the NFL. We're going to do our sports roundup like usual. We'll get into some stock news. And we got a little bit left. Like I said, DanceSTASH, I asked her to come on for 30 minutes, and she gave us an hour, which was great. I love her story and everything about her. The music she puts out is definitely good for me. I don't know what Russ has going on behind the scenes here, but
I think it's on the floor.
We lost Russ's feed for a minute. I guess when he comes back on, he'll be back. But moving along, the NHL had some big moves last week. You had Marc-Andre Flurry go to the Blackhawks. Initially announced he was contemplating retirement. Found out about the trade via Twitter, which that's not a good way to find out about things. His family is very upset about it. Grubauer signed with the Seattle Kraken. The deal gets voided because of some contract language. They changed the money allotment and the years, and now the contract is good to go. Dougie Hamilton signs with the New Jersey Devils, and Ovechkin gets a 5-year deal to stay in Washington. The theory behind the 5-year deal is if he averages about 33 goals a season, he will surpass the Gretzky goal record, which is a big thing for him. David Krejci retires after 14 years with the Bruins and is now going to continue his NHL career his hockey career in the Czech Republic after playing in the NHL. Now that Russ is back, here we go. Hey, buddy.
That's some chaos.
Yeah, I heard. Large crash and everything else. So just keeping up with things, we're talking about the Rangers right now. I'm sorry, Rangers Mid-Atlantic. Derek Stepan joins Tony DeAngelo, Jesper Fast, Brady Shea, Andy Ranta, and Brendan Smith in Carolina. I will be back in 1 second. Just sum up what your thoughts were on these moves. Now, Carolina's building a mini Tampa Bay type thing that they got going on.
Yeah, they seem to be bringing in all ex-Rangers seems what Tampa Bay started doing a few years ago. Wish them the best. It's kind of funny that they're all kind of grouped on one team. But review a couple things. What else we got here? I'm lost. I had a big crash in the kitchen. Yeah, that's about it. They're Carolina's got a nice team. Losing Dougie Hamilton sucks for them. I mean, they're bringing in Tony D. It's obviously not the same player. Who knows what's going to happen after recent events with Tony D. I think he's good offensively, but he's not Dougie Hamilton. Brendan Smith is, a 6th, 7th defenseman. That helps them shore up that a little bit. And Stepan, I guess, at this point is just a serviceable, I would say they're probably third line center at this point. So
signed him real cheap, $1 million. I mean, why didn't the Rangers go after him?
Yeah. Fucking alerts. Oh,
definitely could have put him on the third line to anchor down the middle for them. I mean, that definitely would have been a bad move, especially if you are bringing in Eichel or trading Strome, which are some of the rumors we're seeing. Signing Stepan wouldn't have been a bad idea to plug him in the middle.
No, I cleaned it up. I lost you for a sec.
You got me back?
Yeah, I went ever since I took the break. The house went into chaos.
Oh. Well, some other big news that came down is Evander Kane. He's got a wife who I guess is soon to be an ex-wife, and she's claiming he bet on some hockey games. I mean, we all know how bad gambling is alone, but the minute you're an athlete or a referee, as we've seen in the past, now getting involved with bookies or betting or fixing games, I mean, if this is legit and she's just not blowing steam because the marriage has gone south, these are some heavy accusations that she's thrown out on social media involving him.
Well, the problem is he has character issues in the past that kind of cast doubt on his version of events. But I know Robin Lehner came out and he kind of put the right point on of that we're automatically assuming he's guilty. And I agree with him to a point. It's just that he has such a track record. And I got to applaud Robin Lehner for that most part, coming out and saying, listen, I was a bad husband. I was a bad father. And it took a lot of that to wake me up, and admitting his struggles and coming to the defense of Kane. Just, you know what? Sometimes people aren't the best people, but at least let's give them a benefit of the doubt sometimes. And let's at least investigate. But it doesn't look good for, Kane. There are unconfirmed reports that several Sharks teammates don't want him back in the locker room, that he wasn't well liked. Again, a lot of rumor. It's kind of like Ricky Carpinello of the Athletic. He's put out a couple things lately that he's got ripped on, and one of them was the Igor Shesterkin and Panarin were absolutely livid about the Buchnevich trade, and then enough so that Igor Shesterkin came out with a statement saying, "No, that's not true. I was pissed about the him leaving because he's a friend, but the reports of him being livid." So it's hard to take some of these rumors as truth, but it don't look good for Kane either way.
No, it doesn't. And when you introduce that type of toxic situation into a locker room where you have a close knit group of guys, the distraction for them is, I'm sure, not something the team wants to deal with going forward. Whether it's leaving him, on some kind of restricted list like the Rangers did with Tony DeAngelo this past year, that might be the route that this is going to go, I would think, until everything is cleared up. Yeah. Moving on to the Rangers, like you said, the Rangers did trade Buchnevich. They signed Gaudreau, which I like the signing. Some people said it was a little too much, but he seems like a little spark plug that we're going to like.
I like the trade. I don't like the contract, but it's not one I'm losing sleep over.
Yes.
So in the end, it's, his last year won't be a huge payout for him as far as trading him to another team if it gets that far. But he seems like a spark plug that kind of does a little bit of everything. So that's good. Trading for Ryan Reeves was huge.
Third round pick, which you knew the Rangers were going to overpay for a bruiser who's going to toughen up the lineup.
My my only thing with Reeves is I like it on one hand. He's gonna, teams are gonna come in going, shit, now we gotta face Reeves, and we also gotta face the kid from Boston.
Jared Tenorti, they told.
So it obviously, there's teams that are gonna know they can't push us around, but and I like Reeves, I really do. But in the end, he's not that great of a hockey player per se. I mean, he's a million times better than me, or I ever will be. But as far as league standards goes, he's probably a little bit below average. But I do like him, heis personality, what he's going to bring to the team. I do really like the Patrick Nemeth signing on D. Seems to be a bottom pair defenseman, but seems to be very solid. And if the thinking is him being Swedish, with the upcoming of Niels Lundqvist coming over, that could help his development and getting acclimated to our game and his progression in his first year, I think that was a very good compliment there. That this guy seems to be a solid, pretty physical, stay-at-home defenseman that can kind of help this kid out and see what happens. Especially with Lundqvist being offensive-minded defenseman. This seems like a guy that can kind of help his shortcomings defensively and stay back. And I like it. I do know that, again, some people put out there that Georgiev requested a trade.
Yep.
And then Georgiev's agent came out and says, no, we actually requested not to be traded. So that adds into that. That came out the other day. So somehow I just sent an email that I didn't even send a fucking email.
Also, just to finish up with the Rangers here, the starting goalie Igor Shesterkin did not file for arbitration, which is giving the idea that a new contract with him is on the horizon. Some numbers being floated are 6 years at roughly $6 million, which
he did sign.
Did he sign? I didn't see that.
It was 3 years at $17 million.
Was it?
I'm almost positive.
Oh, I completely missed it. Thought he was going to sign roughly a 6-year deal, which would take out the next 2 years of arbitration eligibility, and then a couple of years of unrestricted free agency. Either way, that he's going to be locked up.
All right, maybe someone else posted that and I fell for clickbait.
Gotta watch out for that clickbait. Real quick, getting into baseball.
Disregard what I said, I'm an asshole.
I don't think that. Getting into baseball quick, the Cubs did break it up. The Giants did get Chris Bryant. The Mets did get Javi Baez. The Yankees got Anthony Rizzo. The Yankees also got Joey Gallo from Texas. The Cubs' winning ways are over for a little while. This core did help them get off that hump that would win a World Series a few years back. Other notable trades that did happen, Max Scherzer and Trey Turner went to the Dodgers, and Jose Berrios went to the Blue Jays. Hey, Russ, all previous episodes of this podcast, you have been saying the Mets' fall is coming. As a Mets fan,
this is coming from a Mets fan. Listen, I was just talking to a friend today. Here, listen, I'm going to call this. This is how it's going to go. Okay, we're going to be out of the first place by the end of this weekend. We're going to fall like a bunch of games behind, and then 2 weeks before the season ends, we're going to make a storming comeback, and every Mets fan's heart's going to get up. We're going to get hope again, and then we're going to fucking lose in the last day and fall 1 game behind.
Oh, shit. So you're going complete doomsday where the teams behind them right now aren't just going to blow by them and forget about them. You're going full misery where the Mets are going to be competitive until the last day and then blow it. So they're going to screw you over.
Well, that's what I'm thinking is they're going to lose first place. We're going to go like, let's say 5-6 games behind first place. And then like 2 weeks before the season, towards the end of September, we're going to make this charge, go on a winning streak, but then fall 1 game short of reclaiming first place or playoff spot. It's gonna be one of those. I know it. It's just
typical Mets fashion.
Brom's gonna come back like a week into September, or supposedly. Who the hell knows at this point? We're slowly gonna get a couple people back. I'm sure maybe they'll even this point, I don't even know what's going on with Syndergaard. I thought he was supposed to come back for September.
Syndergaard and Carrasco, both of them.
Carrasco's back. He pitched okay the other night, but this is what's going to happen. Everybody's going to come back. We're going to get on this fucking winning streak.
Yep.
And make up those games, but then fall like one game short. It's going to be something stupid where, they break our heart. We get our hopes back up, and then they take our heart, they throw it in a bag, they shit in it, they throw the bag on a stoop, and then light it on fire, and that's all she wrote. And then the guy comes out and stomps on it, put it out.
Typical Mets. Real quick, let's just go over the standings quick. I'll run through it. The American League, you have Tampa Bay with a 1.5 game lead over the Red Sox in the East. You have the White Sox with a 9.5 game lead over the Indians, which soon is going to be the Guardians. That name change is coming up. Houston with a 4.5 game lead on Oakland.
They're in a fight because there is a
roller derby or some kind of
There's a men's roller derby team named the Cleveland Guardians, and it wasn't picked up by Cleveland Indians front office because they've been away, like with COVID, everything got shut down, so they didn't think the league was still going, and they picked back up, and then this was announced, and they were like, "Wait a minute, we're the Cleveland Guardians," kind of like dodgeball, where they come out and they're in the wrong uniforms and they're wearing the leather and straps and everything.
So, keeping on that real quick, wouldn't you do a trademark search? Wouldn't you look into clevelandguardians.com real quick? I mean,
I do believe that, yes, that is taken as well. So, yeah, you would think that somebody, sounds like somebody in an office setting was like, "Oh, Cleveland Guardians sounds great. We're going to go with it." And then they realized after this whole promotion thing and printing out 10,000 million freaking T-shirts and going, "Oh, shit, there's somebody else named that."
Moving on to the National League.
Whatever you did now, your hair is no longer blue.
Like I said, I got a window behind me, and the sun went down, and now the hair was, back to.
The show looks like you had a blue mohawk going.
All good now. Moving on to the National League, like we just said, the Mets are blowing it. They only have a half-game lead on the Phillies, 2-game lead on Atlanta. Milwaukee with a 7.5 game lead over Cincinnati in the Central. And San Francisco, still being a surprising team that they are, with a 4-game lead over the Dodgers out west. And Russ, we're keeping an eye on that Arizona Diamondback situation. 35.5 games back of the Giants right now. They're going to lose 120 games this rate. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Think I should get my catcher's gear out and maybe go help them.
We got Ali in the chat asking how's it going, and he mentioned mentioned the price target for LTNC, which I'm finding funny at the moment. He's claiming it'll be 0.1 next month. Now I'm wondering, is that a dime or is that a couple of zeros before the one with his price target prediction there? Because I've seen both price targets lately, and I've kind of been quiet about it, just waiting to see what's going on. I'll get into some stock news at the end of the stream here. But Ali, if you're still listening, I'd love to know if that is a dime or if you are putting a couple of zeros in front of the one.
On a side note here, we passed our hockey section. So one of my videos of the week, I had a little hockey video. So before we move on, let's get that going.
All right.
This is our hockey trick shot video of the week. I still have drunk idiot videos coming soon.
All right, here's a hockey video. Hang on, let me.
Well, considering you made it so low, I don't think people can see it. We're gonna have to replay it now.
Yeah, I moved it over to the big box now, and you hit the replay button.
Ruin the video.
This is not a high-tech thing, you know that. I don't know what's going on here. We still got it low, but look at that. You got a guy, if you're watching the stream, if you're watching the stream, you see it, but a hockey shot into a moving basketball hoop into a basketball hoop downtown trick shot. Definitely something I can't do.
No. All right, so let's move on. Let's get a little soccer going.
Oh, by the way, real quick, Ali says in the chat that LTNC is going to a dime in the next month and to trust the process.
If it goes to a dime, I'll shave my ass hairs. My wife just commented, that'd be nice. You don't like my ass hairs? I'm not even that hairy. I like my ass hairs.
Oh, boy. We are
Anyway,
definitely taking this to new levels.
We got some USA soccer stuff going on, both men and women. Unfortunately, the women lost a tiebreaker to Canada, in which Megan Rapinoe said you never want to lose to Canada. I don't think they lost in like 20 plus years. I know, obviously, they caused a big stir. What the fuck am I saying? A stir with all their kneeling. And while I'm not a fan of it, and I kind of have a whole like you're representing your country thing there, I still root for them to win. I'm not going to root for them to lose. They're still representing USA, regardless of my personal feelings of their political affiliations or whatever the fuck they're doing. But I still want to see them win. And unfortunately, they didn't. But they took home bronze today. They beat Australia. And then the men played in the Gold Cup, CONCACAF Gold Cup final with essentially a B squad, missing a few people, Alfonso Davies, Christian Pulisic. There's a couple people missing there. However, they took pretty much a Mexico A squad that still had Jesus Corona, which people know him as Tecatito, and Hector Herrera playing. And I honestly expected Mexico to destroy them, considering they had 7 of their regular starters against pretty much our B squad. And they eked out a 1-0 victory to take the final. So now the U.S. is the men's, and while they didn't qualify for the Olympics, they in the World Cup, and they got to redo all that. They at least took home a Nations Cup final and a Gold Cup final. So a couple more soccer news. Big doings in the Premier League today. Jack Grealish took one of the biggest transfer fees ever in the Premier League, going from Aston Villa to Man City. Interesting to see what goes on there. A lot of people, great players there, going to want some playing time, and with the size of the money that they just paid for him, he's going to play, and he's a very, very, very talented player. I think they're a little too fast-paced for his style of play, but he's young, and see what happens. And it's kind of odd that that's their big signing on the same day that Messi announces that his contract's up and he's not going to renew it with Barcelona. So he's going to be the big prize of the transfer window, and see what happens if he's going to go somewhere. I have no idea where he's even going to end up. If he wants out of La Liga, I don't know, but it's definitely every eye in the soccer world is going to be on him until he decides where he wants to go. So.
And then also, Barcelona today announced they are not going to re-sign Lionel Messi, which that's big.
Was I not speaking or something?
I video completely cut out for me. I'm sorry. I thought you went away for a sec on my end.
Oh no, that's what I was just talking about. So now I don't even know.
Yeah, no. Sorry, technical difficulties over here. Wow, I'm having a show tonight.
Yeah, it's ever since the break, ever since she left. We were good up until.
Yeah, we were running great until we got to get her back to because the feeds are cutting out. Jeez Louise.
And I got fucking ginger ale fucking cans exploding on me. I can't speak.
Yeah, completely.
My wife's bitching because apparently I didn't clean up. I cleaned like 95% of it.
We are in the middle of a show here. I mean,
I got limited time.
Exactly.
Listen, we're making $500K a year for doing a show. You won't be bitching. She says when the Range Rover shows up in her driveway, she'll leave me alone. I'm going to throw it over quick to some NFL news.
Yep.
I think at this point, the only real NFL news is my fucking Colts.
Ugh.
I didn't care for the Carson Wentz trade, but hey, listen, he's here, and I figured, listen, he's got weapons. If he stays healthy, well, listen, we move forward with positivity. Fucking guy didn't even make week 1 of the preseason.
Unbelievable.
Out 5 to 12 weeks, and then on the very next day, Quentin Nelson, one of the best linemen in the league, and it's pretty much undisputed at this point. He injures the same foot, and he'll be out the same surgery 5 to 12 weeks. But his response was fantastic. And he pretty much said, don't take pity on me. This is just another bump in the road. I'm going to work my ass off to get back in 5 weeks, pretty much not 12. And this is not stopping me. We're going to have a good season. So they did sign Brett Hundley, who's done absolutely nothing in his fucking career. So I was excited about that. And at this point, Jacob
Be
Eason.
right back. Keep going.
At this point, Jacob Eason is a rookie that the Colts drafted 2 years ago. And to me, it's sink or swim. I could give two shits about Brett Hundley. If you want to see, if you want a veteran backup in there, to me, Hundley wasn't the answer. Bring in a Flacco or something. I believe he's available, or who else was out there? I mean, shit, even Phillip Rivers said he would think about possibly coming back, which is odd, because for the guy to retire last year and then say, oh, maybe I will come back. But I don't know. My whole season I was so excited for the season.
Before it even starts, it's basically over. It's kind of like being a Jet fan.
Yeah. The problem is we have a very hard opening schedule. Like everybody's a tough opponent, has a winning record from last year. So it's not, there's a very real possibility if Wentz is out, well, he is, that we could start off 0-5, no problem.
Yeah, it's not a good situation to start your season. You're basically at 0-5, you're done. You're not making the playoffs. It very rarely happens that you will at that point.
And in other news, the Bills had one good season, and then forever, and now say, hey, we want a fully taxpayer. God damn it, we've got to get the juju out here. The bad juju. We got to get a fully taxpayer-funded new stadium. Yeah, good luck with that one.
Good luck with that in this state because, you play 8 games there a year. Or I'm sorry, you play, let's include the preseasons. You got what, about 10 or 11 games in cold Buffalo? I mean, what else are you using the stadium for? And you want the citizens of New York to foot the bill? Good luck.
I understand if you pumped in some of your own money, but to stay fully funded, I mean, then again, at this point, they could find a way to somehow get Cuomo out. I'd donate a couple bucks. But
not gonna touch politics.
All right. I say he sexually harassed me not too long ago. Coming out now.
All right, moving on to the NBA. NBA draft. First 3 picks went as planned. Then chaos ensued. Toronto surprised everybody by taking Scotty Barnes at number 4. OKC picked the first international star at number 6 when they selected Josh Giddey. And then the Lakers and Wizards made their blockbuster trade that sent Russell Westbrook out west to join LeBron. I guess LeBron is now building his super team after the Lakers didn't do anything this year.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Fuck them. Fuck the Brooklyn Nets. Fuck them all.
We couldn't get DanceSTASH to say the F-bomb more than twice, and here we go. You're just effing it up late in the show.
I do like what the Knicks did. Obviously, the resurgence of Derrick Rose there. They're keeping him. This time around, he looked much better. They signed Evan Fournier. They extended Julius Randle, and they added Kemba Walker. So I think right now, they might be a formidable force. Are we talking NBA championship? I don't know, but they definitely took a step even further in the right direction. So there might be hope yet for the. I can't call myself really a true Knicks fan. I just watch a couple games a year. I do root for them, but so I'm not gonna jump on that bandwagon and sit there and be like, oh yeah, diehard. No, but for the diehards out there, this is definitely some happiness.
Also, just filling in the rest of NBA free agency, Jimmy Butler did sign a max extension in Miami. They did add Kyle Lowry as a free agent. Lonzo Ball does head to the Bulls. Blake Griffin is staying with the Nets. Like I just stated, Russell Westbrook is going to the LA Lakers, and then they immediately signed Carmelo Anthony to build out their big four over there. Steph Curry signs a massive extension with Golden State, 4 years, $215 million, the biggest annual contract value ever. I got to ask you, Russ, real quick, what do you think Jordan would be getting paid right now if he was in the NBA with the contracts they got going on?
Oh, God, I don't even know. Well, at the same time, that was like a super max contract.
So he would be at that value right there?
I guess so. They work differently than other sports. There's only certain amounts that they can get. It's not like baseball where you can just say, "Listen, I'm getting 4 years, 400 million. I want to, $100 million a year." It doesn't work like that. But still, 215 million is that's ridiculous. I mean,
50 plus million a year on average. I mean, come on.
Steph, if you can hear us, brother, listen. I'm not greedy. I could use $1 million or two if you don't mind.
Also, real quick, Chris Paul did re-sign with the Suns. Remaining big free agent out there, Kawhi Leonard is at the top of the list. Not sure if he's looking for a short-term deal to return to the Clippers or will sign a long-term extension there, but he's still the big fish that's out there. After all these moves that have been done, the Vegas odds are updated as the Brooklyn Nets being plus 220, Lakers being plus 370, defending champ Milwaukee Bucks at plus 800, Golden State at 1100, and Phoenix Suns rounding out the top five at plus 1200. Russ, real quick, just want to get into some stock news before we wrap it up. It is
don't be a chump. Wrap up your stuff.
It is 8 days until the TD Ameritrade OTC rule takes effect, where if you're not paying current, you will only be allowed to sell. It's basically 6 weeks ahead of the SEC deadline. Charles Schwab did release a statement saying they are going to impose the same type of deadline, but they weren't date specific. It's the end of August, as they worded it in their release. Still waiting for a definitive date on them. E-Trade is sticking with the September 28th deadline that the SEC has put in effect. OTC markets did cause a little bit of a frenzy this last week when they stripped verified status off every OTC ticker there is. OTC Markets is now requiring a bunch of new info before your ticker can be verified again. They're requiring all companies to update their facilities description, products and services description, control persons, company name, and incorporation changes within the previous 5 years. They also want the address of principal executive offices and the number of employees. These new fields of information are going to be displayed after that September 28th deadline. Companies that submitted this info prior to July 8th will now have to resubmit. Also in stock news real quick, space tourism company Virgin Galactic announced today the cost of a seat to go to space is going to rise to $450,000 per seat. This is an increase from the 200 to 250K range the company has previously charged.
I'll take 2 seats, no problem.
They already have 600 reservations, and as of June 30th, they stopped taking names and deposits. I'm thinking this has to do with the increase in price, but just some notable names that are already on this wait list to get into space: Leonardo DiCaprio and Justin Bieber.
All right, so let me ask you this question. I hate to think cynical here, but at what point does a bunch of these famous people get on one of these and the shit explodes?
I know where you're going with this.
I hate to see that happen, but listen, it boggles my mind to take listen, all right, it's not an airplane. You're going into space with rockets. There's so much that can go wrong. I really would love to do it one day. It sounds awesome, but definitely would be some nerves going.
Yeah, it doesn't sit well with me going up there. I mean, I get on a plane now and go to Florida, and it's like, all right, 2.5 hours of what can go wrong here. I mean, these guys are going into space. I mean,
Our honeymoon, I fell asleep before we took off, and I had to be woken up when we landed. All right, let's end this. Well, we get the 2 show reviews, and then let's do a quick. I got 2 drunk idiot videos today.
All right, so real quick, you mentioned to me off show that you started watching the Jason Sudeikis show on Apple TV.
Ted Lasso.
Tell me about it.
Really, really great show. I thought it was a straight out comedy. I mean, it is, but basically, a divorced woman whose husband owned a English soccer club ends up hiring Jason Sudeikis, who's like plays this Midwestern, successful Division II college coach, and it causes an uproar in England because he knows nothing about soccer, and he's kind of this Midwest yokel of how y'all doing? Y'all doing great? Like this is wonderful. Very full of positivity, and but he kind of goes along and starts changing people's minds of pretty much thinking what they call him as a wanker. And but the casting is great. Every character honestly was perfectly cast, and just their character development is so good. You really kind of fall in love with these characters, and it just is such a great show. I guess you could watch it with the family a little bit. There are a couple curse words in there, but again, Jason Sudeikis is funny, and it's not just a total comedy. There are a lot of good life lessons in there, and such an enjoyable show, though. Even if you don't like soccer, if you just like just a good show in general, please check it out.
So now getting into the show you cannot watch with the family, and this is definitely something you have to watch with your significant other or alone. I mean, you can do either or, but it came across the show on Netflix called Sex Life, and it stars Sarah Shahi, which was a actress in Person of Interest. If you watch that show on CBS about 5 years ago with Jim Caviezel, she was in that show, and she's now in this Netflix show, and it's taking social media by storm. Her and real-life boyfriend, Adam Demos, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, they star in the Netflix show, and I got to say, the show is amazing. It's something that a lot of married people can relate to. A great marriage, great family, kids, a house, and she just gave birth to the second child, and she's now starting to write in a journal about her life before marriage, and she's fantasizing about her ex-boyfriend. The ex-boyfriend is Adam. She's currently married to another guy in the show, and the husband finds the journal and reads it. I got to tell you, in this, it's boobs and sex galore. Something that every 5 seconds I feel like she's getting it in a stairway. She's getting it in a club. They're doing it in a pool. I mean, it's definitely risque.
If you're looking for something to get in the mood, this is quite the show.
It's taken social media by storm, like I said. Sex everywhere you can imagine. I mean, shower scenes with, and I mean, this isn't my thing, but shower scenes with mandingos flying around. I mean, for all the ladies out there, this is definitely
that definitely would have been your scene.
It's definitely for them when that's going on.
I gotta say though, I'm on IMDb here, and you got a 5.4 rating out of 10, whereas my Ted Lasso's got an 8.7 out of 10. So I don't know.
Two completely different shows. You got comedy on your end. You got a serious drama with some fantasy involved on my end. It's a great story about what if, and I'm sure a lot of people watch it and then think in their life now what's going on with their current situation. It's definitely something to check out. Season 2 has not officially been announced yet, but with the social media craze that's going on and the frenzy, I would definitely say Netflix is going to re-up for season 2, if not season 3. It's a huge hit for them right now.
All right, and let's
we're going to get into the last of our videos and then wrap it up.
Our I don't know if they're drunk, but let's go to our idiot section of the show to wrap it up with two videos of, I guess you should say, idiots.
Oh.
And I kicked in the face. Does it play again? Oh, now my wife's dropping shit. Ha.
Well, I don't think a ball is flying at her face.
I don't know if my wife's lucky enough. I might have it later. No, I just got shot then. Oh. All right, and
Hold
to
on,
end,
yes. Here we go.
there we go. Now you can
She
actually.
swings and misses.
And she's not paying attention.
Bang!
Oh, blow in the face. Not the one she wanted. And then we'll end our show with the backbreaker. Do we have sound?
I don't think so.
I had sound, and the sound was the best part.
Ooh!
The sound was the best part of the guy on camera, like screaming.
No, I don't have sound on this, but I mean, for anybody watching, you got a girl on a zip line going through a backyard.
All right. I had sound to it, but I don't know why.
Going through a zip line in an impressive backyard, impressive house, and crashes into a guy and then the far end tree.
Yes, that's definitely some rich turd out in the out near the Hamptons there. That's like, hey, let's build a giant zip line and kill our daughter. Break a few of her ribs.
Unreal. So. All right, well, this was fun. This is episode 17, wrapping it up. We'll be back next week with episode 18. I want to thank DanceSTASH for coming on the show.
Yeah, she was great. I didn't expect it to run that long. I was quite happy. It was my wife for the peanut gallery over here. I said I didn't expect it to run that long. She's like, yeah, me neither. But no, she was great, and it's always nice when you get somebody on and they have engaging conversation, and time kind of just goes.
Yeah, like I said, I asked her for half an hour. She gave us an hour, which was great. A lot of info, great story behind her. How she was very successful at first, and the duo shot out of a cannon, and then things ended with that, and she's finding herself again now. Definitely something to watch on Twitch. If you haven't checked out one of her streams, like I said before, I will include all of her social media on our Twitter page after this is over. You can follow her on Spotify, Instagram, and Twitch at DanceSTASH. And that's about it for this episode. Russ, thanks a lot for everything. We'll
all right. We'll reconvene next week.
With
same back channel.
Yeah. All right, from New York, everybody, have a good night. And this audio will be uploaded to Spotify in the morning if you want to listen to us in the car. Have a great night.